Alright, my apologies, we're back online. Oops. Let's see here. Yeah, so my apologies, we're back online. That's, I always have issues with the live stream ending. Sometimes it happens after 40 minutes to an hour. That's just the way it is. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm back, Jacob. Welcome to the live stream. So, I'm not sure where I was when everything ended, but let me go in front of the camera right here. Oh, well, this is bright, so I'm actually gonna turn the camera that way for now. This is much brighter here. See how the aurora is. Look at this. How much brighter it is. There we go. Boom. Let's see if I can come here. Yeah, back in business. So as I was saying, sometimes the live stream just shuts off on me, and there's nothing I can do. I think this is just the hardware I'm using sometimes is faulty, so that's just the way it is, and I'm so sorry. But we're back online, and that's all that matters. So super Dylan. J'ai loupé. So I missed apparently I missed a big meteor. But oh well, we'll see if we get others. So I was explaining about a whole bunch of other stuff as the live stream was buffering and stopped, but I just can't remember what I was saying precisely. But yeah, I'll have to rewatch. Anyways, can't remember who was asking the question. If you're still here, then I can finish answering. But when is the best month to visit to see the aurora? I always argue there is no best month except for the aurora season within a certain latitude. So if you first choose your location on Earth, and then check for the solar calendar. When the sun is in the sky, you won't see the aurora. If the sun is not in the sky, then there's a chance you will see the aurora. So but it depends on the course of the sun in the sky. That's the only thing that prevents us from seeing the aurora in the summer. So the aurora happens the year round, but the sun is the only thing preventing us from really seeing the aurora here in the Arctic, because we have the midnight sun. The sun is always in the sky in the summer. So, okay, I think the southern band right now is brightening. So, to make sure that you don't miss a thing of the event, I will now point towards this southern band right here, and we're gonna follow the behavior of this band in real time. And you're gonna see, perhaps we're gonna see the auroral beads. So as soon as you see some sort of vertical structures in this southern band, when you see it brightening plus the vertical structures, that is auroral beads. So we'll have to wait for it, and perhaps we'll see this aurora, this substorm, auroral substorm expansion. So let's wait for it. I believe it may come soon. There are good signs in the sky that that point towards that direction. Let me send a message to my members to say that the aurora might be exploding. Oh, this is really bright. Wow. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's see what the aurora looks like. Yep. You see how this southern band has intensified right now? This is a really good sign. This is exactly what we want, and it might actually mean the start of the expansion. Yeah, Jacob, there's a little bit of fog on the lens, I'm afraid. Let's see. It's going to be a bit bright for a little while. Yeah, there is these Sigma lenses. Yeah, okay, so you see the streaks in the aurora, the southern band. This is the auroral beads. So this is when the expansion is starting. And right now we will probably see... Yeah, no, nothing too bad, Jacob. So we will probably see a progressive brightening of this to the point of being really bright, and we might actually see some red colors on top of it. So let's watch. Sometimes it takes time to explode and to do the expansion. So sometimes it doesn't explode at all. Sometimes it starts with this and then it kind of dies off, and we actually call it a pseudo expansion if you were not here in the first live stream. So I kind of explained that. But this is looking really good. This is exactly what we want. So for those of you who are here now, you might be in for a show live. A good show. So I don't want to talk too fast, but this is in the perfect configuration to produce a really good show. You can really tell the pressure in the tail, in the magneto tail, by how smooth that bend is right there. You really feel that these other auroras are putting a lot of pressure on this bend like this, to kind of like squeeze it. And so as the pressure releases, it will be the more intense. This is getting really exciting right now. Marina, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the live stream, the other live stream kind of cut off, and so it does that every now and then. I'm so sorry, and you just have to wait a few seconds for me to reset the live stream and start another one. That's an issue that I've been trying to deal with to resolve, but it's very hard to find what causes the issue. Lovely when two friends can interact in the chat, Marina and Jacob. Awesome. Everyone, be nice to them. They're really nice astrophotographers, really skilled. So yeah, please be nice to them. They take absolutely gorgeous photos of the night sky. Right, so it looks like the explosion is taking a little bit more time than expected, but that's normal with the solar wind conditions. We're sitting at background levels, and so these substorm expansions, they tend to take a little bit more time. You can see though that the let me take. Oops. Right. You can see on the other hand that the southern band, as opposed to earlier, is slightly back towards. I mean, it's expanded, not expanded. It's migrated a little bit towards the south more, because of the pressure from these other ones, and it's brighter. And so this is the sign that something is going on. And I wish more people could read the sky like I do, because it always tends to work like this. And there are really telltale signs in the sky that something is building up or something is about to happen. And I wish more people use the visual aids in the sky to help themselves chase the aurora. Can I go on some details for my video settings? Yeah, I'm at 1/25th of a second, I'm at ISO 102,000, and I'm at 1.4 aperture on the Sigma 14F 1.4 from for Sony mounts, but from Sigma, obviously. Yep, it's looking really good for that southern band right now. I don't think we're really far from getting the explosion. I don't think that's going to take a lot to get this explosion. It might just take a little bit of time though. Yeah, so about the Substorm, about the BZ north flipping and the Substorm, I know there is this this theory that a flip or a northward turning BZ, or I guess positive turning BZ, is triggering the Substorm expansion. It is not true. So a flip in the IMF may help the triggering, but it's not the primary trigger. So when you see one of these flips, what you have to say is there may be an expansion because of this, but you can't say there will be an expansion because of this. And that's very important, because these triggers are actually have been demonstrated to be not caused primarily by the solar wind. In other words, you can remove the solar wind right now and this explosion, this Substorm, would still happen, right? The Substorm expansion would still happen. And the current consensus is that the triggers are actually internal to the magnetotail, the magnetosphere in general. So the solar wind may help, like the speed of the solar wind, the pressure in the solar wind, the BZ flip, but the BY flip, the BX flip. They might all, aid in all of this, but they're definitely not the primary factors in the primary triggers of the expansion. So I'm actually quite happy you mentioned this, because it's a wide misconception that you need this flip of the BZ to get a Substorm expansion. No, if you get the flip of the BZ, then yeah, you have more chances to get the expansion, but it doesn't mean you will. I've actually seen a lot of Substorms happen without this flip in the BZ. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it doesn't, because there is something else in the solar wind or internal to the magnetosphere that really creates the expansion. Oh, this is getting good, guys. This is really getting better. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, awesome. Okay, you put a time lapse. You put a time lapse of the aurora dancing above the local cathedral. Awesome. I'll take a look. I see someone from Austria. Hi, from Austria. Am I gonna show you this? It's a bit brighter right now than the activity here in the south, but Now I'm not going to turn the camera around because it's probably going to be finished in a few seconds. So just a little flare up. It's nothing to brag about. What's my opinion on the weakening of the magnetosphere and the potential flip? I don't really have an opinion. I'm just following scientists on this. I am no scientist in the field, so you know I only get bits and pieces of what some scientists say. So I don't want to form an opinion. I don't think it's appropriate to really form an opinion when you don't have all the elements, and I don't have all the elements. What some scientists say though is that you know, there is a weakening obviously of the magnetosphere, but that's not gonna I don't know, it's not gonna play a major role on the aurora. But what will definitely happen is not like the planet will be devoid of any magnetic field. It's just that what's likely going to happen is the creation of several poles momentarily or temporarily, and we may see aurora around these multiple geomagnetic poles momentarily as well. So we may get aurora in you know, South America or Africa, and actually some anomalies, magnetic anomalies are starting to pop up all around the world. Not all around the world. There's one over Brazil, and there's one over South Africa, and these might be the signs of the pole shift. But I really don't like the gloom and doom that's associated with this story. So that's why I don't really want to go into detail. Ouais, ça brille un petit peu au zénith, effectivement. Yes, Hugo. Worst way to... I'm actually looking at the beta tester chat right now, so reading all the things at once. That's why I've gone quiet for a little while. Yeah, it's getting more intense on my right. Yes, 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 yes. On my towards the east. Yes, it is. Actually, there is a little bit of dancing above our heads. So what I'll do is I'll switch momentarily towards overhead because I think this is the better aurora right now. There we go. So the speed of it is not super fast, but it moves a little bit at least. John, no. If anything, you will get less aurora thanks to the decreasing field or intensity, not more aurora. That's a big misconception, actually. So the fact that you've gotten more aurora over Ireland is just the product of solar activity. It's nothing to do with the weakening field, because the field has been weakening for decades already, and we would have seen an increase in solar activity, but yet the last solar cycle was actually worse than this one. So there's really no there's no correlation here with the weakening of the magnetic field. Awesome, Mark. Excellent. Yeah, that might be visible from Oslo, yes, I think. Quite far on the horizon, but still quite visible, I would say. Oops, let me just go right here. Alright, so it's dimmed out a little bit. Alright, let me just pan the camera towards the south again, because overhead has gotten a little bit fainter as expected. You see how, oh, really nice color here of the aurora. You see how this bend overhead, it looks like the main attraction, but if you're experienced, you know that the main attraction is actually that one over here. Doesn't look like it is right now, but trust me, it can become the main attraction. The big cluster of stars was the Pleiades, probably. Oh, when I was overhead, then no, that's definitely not the Pleiades. But actually, let me come towards on that side of the camera here. I really hope we get the explosion in this live stream. Sometimes it cuts right when the explosion starts, so I hope it won't cut this time. That would be a shame. Marvin, you just tuned in. Do we expect something big? Yes, we do. The aurora right now is basically in charging mode. That means that it is growing, it is accumulating energy to be released later on as an explosion that we call substorm expansion. And when that happens, then the aurora goes from this to crazy dancing lights all over the place. So very static, kind of like weird, dim, faint, idle aurora. All of these adjectives, they kind of describe the same thing, to a very dynamic, very bright, very colorful aurora. So it's exactly what we're waiting for to see. Are the colors actually that visible to the naked eye? Well, not these ones. These ones I can only see black, sort of black and white or washed out yellowish with my naked eye. But they have the potential to get visible with the naked eye. When we get these explosions I was talking to you about, this is exactly the type of situation where you can actually see the colors with your naked eye. And very often we do. We see lots of reds, we see especially the pink and the green when it's very bright. But in this setup right now, no. It does appear kind of a very, very washed out green, almost black and white. So not many colors visible with the naked eye, that's for sure. Ooh, okay. The whole sky has cleared of aurora. And so that actually could be the start of something. Remember, I told you in the first live stream that when the sky kind of empties itself of all aurora, except for that bend in the south, that is usually a good telltale sign that something is on the verge of happening. Well, this could well be the case. I know I keep saying this, but it actually may happen very soon. So if you're in the area, stay tuned, because we may get something interesting. You feel it coming? I feel it coming. Yeah. It's looking good. It's looking really good. Oh, Marvin, really? 2nd of November 2022. Yeah, I think I remember which one it was. It was the crazy. It's when the aurora kind of filled up the whole sky. It looks like a dragon. Was it that one? It is indeed like crazy shot. Hey Cameron, tuning in from Atlanta in Georgia. Awesome. What's the temperature where I am? It's about -3, -4 Celsius, so nothing too crazy for the Arctic. Yeah, just a typical clear night at the end of September. It's a very typical temperature, so nothing too crazy. Do I remember special days among all those beautiful auroras? It was very pink and very speedy as hell. Oh yeah, that was that. Oh, then that was that crazy pink aurora. I had so many. It's hard to. I do remember all of them. Like I do, if I see all my pictures, I do remember the night. I do remember how the aurora behaved. I do remember everything. I do remember the date as well. So. I have short-term memory for a lot of things, but for aurora, I do remember a lot of things. So I'm good with aurora, but for the rest, I wish I was better. All right, looks like the band behind me is brightening. Yep. See how the whole sky now has. I mean, you don't see the whole sky, but I can assure you that the whole sky is almost devoid of any aurora. And this is when we usually get the big explosion. So let's wait and see what happens. But I'm quite confident we may get it now, actually. Oh, awesome, watching from France as well. Excellent. Am I going to film the meteor shower? Yes, every year I try to film the meteor shower, the Geminids. Because well, every year it's been clear for like 3-4 years in a row. Very luckily though. But yeah, I tend to film the meteors through the aurora. You may have seen my videos in the past, and I'm gonna try to do it again this year because usually these videos do really well on social media, and it's always a joy. So that would be actually epic if I did a live stream on YouTube of the Gemini meteor shower and the aurora at the same time. That'd be just epic. Oh, thanks, Super Consciousness. Awesome, from Vancouver, BC. Awesome. Welcome. Come on, Aurora. You can do it. You can do it. Anyone wants to do the Aurora dance for me? Or with me? On another note, see how, because we had several flips of the BZ tonight, you see how that didn't affect the substorm activity? Right, so really that northward flipping of the BZ it may help sometimes, but it's not a necessary factor to get the substorm expansion, as many people think. Why is the BZ index different on Discover and ACE? So all SolarWind metrics are different, our readings are different, because they're just different instruments. They're different satellites with different instruments, they're calibrated differently, and they're not exactly in the same slab of SolarWind, so they're almost at the same place, but not really. So all of these factors, they make for variations in the readings, and sometimes drastic ones. It's crazy. Mon anglais est presque parfait. Ah, ça. The aurora is taking its time because it's normal, so it's quiet ambient solar wind, so substorm activity is sporadic at best, and it really is idle. We'll see how big of a substorm expansion we get, if we ever get a substorm expansion. We'll see. There may or may not be enough energy to produce a big substorm expansion. We'll see. High for solar maximum in 2025, Cameron. Okay, so there is also a big, and sorry if I'm not directing this specifically at you, but that's a thought or a claim that I see very often in the public, is that solar maximum is not a precise point in time. Solar maximum is a period of time of about 2 to 4 years where the solar activity is enhanced, as opposed to, or I shouldn't say enhanced, but because it depends in what regard, but where the solar surface is bubbling with these active regions, and so we see the birth of more solar storms, but because there are events that we actually see less during solar maximum, like high-speed streams, for example. But so to answer to your sentence here, we are at solar maximum. There's no, we need to wait for 2025 to see best aurora. We are already since 2023 in a period of enhanced activity. So yeah, I am excited about 2025, but we are already at the peak of activity in a way, right? And remember, it's not the number of sunspots that dictate the activity in the solar wind, because the number of sunspots alone is a bit useless in a way, because you can have so many sunspots on the sun or so many active regions, and they don't produce any solar storms. Like right now, actually, there is a lot of sunspots, but they don't produce solar storms, so it's basically useless to be at solar maximum with this situation. So there are different aspects that we look at when we talk about solar maximum, and it's a bit more nuanced than just this punctual peak of activity, and then outside of it, there's just nothing. No, it's actually far from being the truth. We see still a lot of auroral activity at solar minimum, especially at high latitudes, actually solely at high latitudes. But we still see great auroral activity. We still get very bright auroral explosions during that time, just from another event than solar storms. But yeah, there's a little bit of a misconception right now, and I'm sorry I took your comment here as you know, a starting point for this. But yes, I am excited for the next years to come. But I'm as excited for the next years to come as I was excited for solar minimum here, to be honest. I hope that makes sense. And again, nothing directed towards you. I just want to get something straight. Sorry about the wind that's picking up. It's getting actually a little bit chillier. It's the wind cutting in the microphone, and there's nothing I can do about it. Perhaps coming a little bit closer to the camera, but that's about it. I do apologize. Norway is very windy, and I do have a protection for the mic, but yeah. Putting my hands in, I forgot my gloves because I didn't think it was going to be that cold over time with the wind. See, 6 years in the Arctic and I cannot make educated decisions. Sometimes I keep forgetting how cold it can get. Have I ever heard the aurora making any noise? Nope, not in the 10 plus years of chasing, not once. Yeah, looks like the aurora is getting a little bit brighter now with this band brightening. Let's see what happens. Might be something, might be nothing. Yep, getting brighter there. Yep, pillars showing up. Flyfish, I'm used to it. I know exactly what's happening with the aurora, and I know when it's you know, when it's changing. So, and I live with the aurora above me, so you know I've seen hundreds of displays, and I never get bored by the aurora, obviously, but yeah, I can afford missing a few dim auroras, if you know what I mean. Marvin, what camera do I use to live stream? I use the A7 IV with the Sigma 14 f1.4 lens. I think we're getting it, guys. Yep, look, it's starting from the west. Right there. I knew it was gonna come soon enough. I'm gonna start the recording because that's gonna go really fast. There we go. Oops. I'm gonna start like this so you see more of that band. And so now the expansion is coming from the west. You see that southern band is starting to have these pillars. Those are the auroral beads that we were talking about earlier. We always start with pillars during the expansion, and now I think we're gonna get a really good show. So I will actually tell my members